Hello everyone, I'm Jordan Gilbert. This is my Lab 8 with the drone streaming IMU data from the Raspberry Pi over Wi-Fi. So this is a little block diagram. I ended up going with a feather, an Adafruit feather NRF 52840 board instead of the Arduino. It's a bit smaller and it's a lot more powerful. And I also used Zephyr RTOS instead of FreeRTOS, just a preference. So I've got a couple of threads. I have an IMU thread that reads the IMU data at 20 hertz, and essentially it just fetches accelerometer and gyroscope data and then computes heading or yaw and then roll and pitch. I had to use a MPU 6500 unit that I had laying around because my BNO 055 that came with the kit was not working. I tried it with like 3 or 4 different boards, several different libraries, and I just could not get it to respond. So I think it was dead on arrival. But nevertheless, I use this. It doesn't have a magnetometer, so for yaw, I had to integrate the gyroscope angles to calculate that on the fly. So it's probably not as accurate, but it's better than nothing. So that thread publishes data over a ZBus channel. ZBus is just like a Zephyr inter processor, inter thread communications library that's like built into Zephyr. And then a serial out thread runs and basically reads that data and then prints it out over the USB CDC. Just every new line starts with this dollar sign IMU, and then it's got the heading, roll, pitch, as well as whether they were successfully calibrated. And then I just had like a 2 hertz thread for a LED heartbeat because I was initially having some issues setting the board up, so I just kind of left that in there. And then for the Raspberry Pi, I set up a little web server. I have a systemd service that runs and checks USB devices for Nordic or Adafruit virtual IDs, and then once it finds the one corresponding to the feather board, it will start reading these lines and parsing them, and it sends that data to a Flask server, which has these different what are these called, routes, these different routes. I have my map and my camera from the previous project still running, so I incorporated them in there. But basically, if you go to like view IMU from the Raspberry Pi's IP address, it's got some gauges that show the IMU data in real time. So I'll take a look at that right now. So here's the drone right here. Right here on the top, this is the Adafruit board right here. This is the MPU 6500 that I had, and it's just mounted on top. The front of the drone is right here in the front where the red arms are. So if I turn this, looks like my web page isn't updating. Yeah, there we go. So if I turn, you can see the yaw on the left. It's updating. If I pitch on the right there, it's positive, negative, and then roll, negative, positive. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching.